104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning.
Who wants to
Friday, yay, Friday. It's Friday, September the 8th of 2023 at 6:02 a.m. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. And yeah, did you watch that last night, Eric?
Oh, yeah. Did you? I watched.
Oh, yeah.
It was a pretty good game.
You watched it too, Sam?
Yes.
Chiefs versus Lions.
I knew the Lions
Chiefs
were going
lost.
to win because the Chiefs are missing their best,
Travis Kelce.
Kelsey, and they're missing their best defensive player. So, big Lions.
Well, it's
won.
not like they're losing their quarterback. They don't have. It's not like they didn't have Patrick Mahomes.
I know, but still, you lose those two players. That's a big deal,
Huge.
especially for the Chiefs. But that's all right.
Worse.
I like the Chiefs. Don't love them. I like them. Detroit.
I just like Travis Kelce.
Oh, yeah. A lot of ladies do.
Yeah. Of course, he was on that
What's
dating
wrong with
show.
him? Why wasn't he on there? Why wasn't he playing?
He got injured like last week or something.
Yeah, I thought he sprained his ankle or something.
Yeah, he should be
Playing
back.
flag
I don't
football.
know.
I feel like the old high
I'll
school
have to reach
cheer.
out to him and ask how he's doing.
Got to do the old high school cheer. It's all right. It's okay. We're going to beat them anyway.
Yeah, they got snacks afterwards with orange slices. They're all good.
Yeah. Whose mom's turn was it to bring those?
Yeah.
Today is Friday, my friends, which means we have a lot of fun planned. Because it's Friday, even if we had nothing planned, you would have fun and like it.
All right. So Monday morning at 7:20, we'll try and get an update with Dana. Hopefully her weekend, she sorts things out.
Hey, real quick. Yesterday, I had to run an errand before a meeting we had. Mm-hmm. I get on the elevator, and it smelled so bad, like B.O.
Oh, no.
And we're on the 7th floor, so I'm like, all right. Oh, no.
That's really
And also,
bad if somebody left
like,
the
it
elevator
was
and the
bad.
smell is still
Like-
permeated.
Like, just like a cab driver. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, just get down to first, and hopefully I don't see anybody. It stops on 4.
Oh, no. And they think it's you.
This lady gets on. I'm like, what do I do? I'm like,
I would outright tell her. Like, no, that's not me.
This isn't me.
This is not me.
Yep, I jumped on
wasn't
it.
me.
And she's like, oh, thank God. She's like, I thought it was you. I'm like,
no, see.
Wait, what did you end up saying? Did you say to her?
I go-
This is not me.
I said, that smells not me. I got on here and it smelled like B.O. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand people. In America, we can take showers here. We have showers.
Oh, you
We can
went
wash our
into it.
clothes. Yeah, I'm trying to say everything. Yeah, I'm like,
But sometimes if you say too much, then you look guilty.
Yeah. That's not me who farted.
I almost grabbed her head and just rubbed it into my armpits. I see, I smell
See,
great.
it's not me. Well, I'll tell
I'm
you
the
what.
Old Spice Man.
When I first started at KRBE as a young pup, everybody initiated everybody, and Paul Cubby Bryant used to be on the air here. He thought this would be really funny because we're on the 7th floor. I'm getting ready, the elevator doors close. Ryan, hang on a second. He gets on the elevator and lets the worst, most heinous fart ever. And he hits the button at 6 and then jumps off the elevator. So then I'm going all the way down to the first floor, and it's during rush hour, like lunchtime.
They're blaming you.
The door's open, and everybody can smell this horrible fart, and they look at me, and I'm the only one in the elevator. I'm like, I didn't do it.
Yep.
But now everybody knows that years ago, a friend and his name and what he did.
I know.
You could have just said a colleague.
That's all right.
Called him out.
He'd own that, man. He's got a great sense of humor.
I don't know. I think B.O. I don't know. Which is worse? They're both bad.
B.O., I think, is worse
listen,
because...
for flatulence, I could handle it more. Only it smells bad, but it happens, and some people can't control it. BO is something you can control.
Amen.
You can
Yes.
control body odor,
And I think
you can shower, you can wash your clothes, you can wear deodorant.
So what I learned,
I think B.O.
all I know is I learned
lingers more.
if something happens in the elevator, tell the people.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to say anything because they're going to think it's you.
I
There's
would
your
totally
lesson.
be afraid.
Lesson of the day,
And I
Sam.
would just sit there and people would think I'd be the smelly girl.
I'd rather have people think that,
Yeah.
that guy just was a little gassy today than rather than think that guy's got a hygiene
And
problem.
even if it did happen to you, or you are the one who actually did that, and they say you smelled, just say that to someone else. That way they'll think it's someone else. So if you did fart, when they get on, just say, it wasn't me. Somebody else did on the floor above me. And you're like, wait a minute, you were the top floor.
Now, let me ask you guys a personal question, because everybody on this
Yeah, there you
show...
go. That's going to be you.
Everybody on this show works out. Have any of you ever done like a workout and said, I got to run to the grocery store, and you know you're good and sweaty?
I
All
don't-
the
What are you
time.
talking about? Of course, all the time.
Like, I mean, where you know you stink and
but
you
I
just
don't have
decide to go.
BO putrid stank just because
Yeah.
I worked out one time.
I don't think we all. You're the only sweater. Like you got really
I
bad
sweat.
sweat problem. Like
Well, I do when you're out there and it's 105 degrees and you've just done like 3 or 4 miles.
you sweat all the time. Like I see
Yeah.
these photos of you. You're a. Sweater.
I'm a sweaty guy.
You go up the elevator. If you went to the stairs up and down twice, you'd be sweating.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
For
It's
sure.
just-
I go to
Sam doesn't sweat. I don't think Kevin sweats when we
not
work
too
out.
bad, but I go to the supermarket right after my workout, and conveniently they have protein shakes there. So I grab the protein shake and do my shopping.
Yeah, like you're already out. Might as well.
Yeah, do it. Thanks, Kevin.
Now, when you get to the grocery store, the first thing you do is grab your protein shake. Make sure a woman serves it to you.
Oh my God.
Woman.
Oh Lord, not a woman. Oh man, we should do that for the 6 o'clockers. What we did
Oh,
yesterday
yeah.
at 9 because it's so funny.
We'll find that video that we
Chop
played at
some
the
of
end
it
of
up.
the show.
School.
We'll chop
Yeah.
some of it
Oh
up
my
sometime.
God.
Maybe,
It's a little long.
maybe Monday.
Yeah, just
Women in the
I'll get
workplace.
it for you.
Okay, coming up next. Just last night, my kid said, "Hey, mommy and daddy." Remember we used to always watch game shows at nighttime? Remember Ellen's Game of Games? That was really fun. And I said, oh, yeah, but Ellen retired because she's richer than anything and she doesn't
Well,
need it anymore. Plus, we
little bit of
didn't like her
scandal, too.
anymore. But I didn't tell them all the scandal part. Looks like we got a part 2 on another loved character who's not so loved at the workplace.
But it's not
Toxic
Ellen.
workplace
Not
environment.
Ellen.
Again.
It's
He
not
done
Ellen again.
Woke police taking you
It's
out,
another
buddy.
toxic workplace story of someone that you thought was real fun. So with that and Scoop, here's your weather for today.
Oh my God, y'all, 103. That's not the heat index. It's supposed to be 103 heat index to make it feel like it's over 110. We might see some showers today. Right now, 82 degrees and 613 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
I'm very proud to present Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop on 104.1 KRBE.
It's brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. So for those of you just tuning in, I was saying how last night my kids were asking me, like, Mommy, aren't there any game shows we can watch? Like, remember you used to watch Ellen's Game of Games. And I was like, yeah, well, she retired because she stopped her show. And as we all know, she didn't get to go out with a bang. She was on such a high for such a long time. And that means everything went away. Even like if you went to Bed Bath & Beyond before they shut their doors, there was like the Ellen DeGeneres collection on clearance before that store shut its doors down. She still has lots of money. She's still doing whatever she wants to do in her post-retirement life. But the point of me telling you that is she was on such a high and everyone loved her and she had Game of Games and she had the Ellen Show and she had all these things. And then it was like, oh, yeah, toxic work environment.
Is that why her show ended because of the scandal, or had she already
She said
planned
that
her
she was going to
retirement?
knock it out anyway in the 19th year because they had done
I'm
everything
sure
they
that
wanted
not
to
true.
do. But
I'm
of
sure
course
she's like,
it
this is
didn't
not
help.
fun
I
anymore.
would have gone for 20,
Right.
but then you find
Yeah.
that out. And you're
Didn't
like,
help anymore.
And she's not hurting, by the way. She's worth $380 million.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's not the money. It's just like you like doing it. It's
Yeah.
fun. You're helping people.
Yeah,
Sex helping people.
Yeah, you were having fun, and then you got taken down because of the stories. Okay, so the other person that's in the middle of this, yesterday, RollingStone.com revealed their article of talking to 2 current and 14 former staffers at The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, talking about his erratic behavior, the days you would get good Jimmy days and bad Jimmy days. Obviously, you've heard for a long time the things
Jimmy.
about his alcohol consumption impacting his attitude. They're saying 9 showrunners in 9 years, and people wanted. It was way more drama and craziness than the average high pressure late night TV environment.
Did his drinking have anything to do with? Remember, he almost cut his finger off. He had that cast on his finger forever.
I'm sure something happened there, but we'll never know that story.
I saw that the headline said crying rooms.
Yes,
Crying
that's exactly
rooms. Yes.
right.
People would go and cry.
Rooms, chaos comedy.
We have one of
and
those.
crime.
Yeah, it's called the studio.
So, of these staffers, they're saying there were days where, there are some people, according to one of them, and I quote, they wanted to kill themselves. It was such a terrible atmosphere. The outbursts that Jimmy Fallon would put them through, they were unexpected, inconsistent, and a lot of them voiced concerns through the Human Resources Department, but problems at the Tonight Show persisted. 7 former employees said their mental health was impacted by their alleged experiences working at the Tonight Show. It was commonplace to hear the joke about wanting to kill yourself. And they would call the guest dressing rooms in the office the crying rooms, because that's where they would go to let out their emotions when they were upset with their mistreatment.
That's sad.
Jimmy Fallon yesterday held a Zoom meeting, obviously upon this coming out, apologizing to staffers. He said, it's embarrassing and I feel so bad. Two people are on the call. To two people on the call. I'm sorry. According to two people on the call. Sorry if I embarrassed you and your family and your friends. I feel so bad I can't even tell you. A spokesperson, of course, for NBC just said, we are incredibly proud of the Tonight Show, and providing a respectful working environment is a top priority. And as in any workplace, we have had employees raise issues. Those have been investigated and action has been taken where appropriate. As is always the case, we encourage employees who feel they've experienced or observed behavior inconsistent with our policies to report their concerns so we may address them accordingly. But
Well, that sounds like a team of lawyers wrote that response.
well, I mean, what do you want them to say, Ryan? I'm not expecting anything less than that. What do you want them to say? Yeah, it sounds like it's really bad, guys. Sorry.
It's true.
We'll
Nobody
be
ever
right back with an answer.
Everybody owns
I mean,
up.
they're not going to say that.
Yeah. Jimmy's getting all that money, so he's putting all the pressure on his people. They're probably getting paid crap trying to live in New York.
Oh my God!
And
how do they
if you
do
had
it?
9
I don't
different
understand how
people,
they do it. 9
Showrunners?
showrunners in 9 years.
I mean, that tells you something right there. You can't keep
So when the
consistency.
Tonight Show debuted, it had 11.3 million viewers on average.
No way.
Now, against the other late night shows and just the way we consume television, the average is between 3 and 4 million.
11 million. Wow, that's
And he's getting paid $16 million a year for that. So you're paying the host $16 million a year to get 3 million viewers.
like the budget for the whole show is probably all to him, like 89% of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then
But
the rest.
really, his show is mostly, and we've said this for years, his show is mostly YouTube clips. It's what can you consume on a YouTube clip. Just like with James Corden, everything about his show was consumed via his carpool karaoke. I can't tell you really any other thing he did on his show at the sit-down desk.
I like Jimmy Fallon doing games with the people because I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I don't care who this is the third person on. I know what, the summer turned pretty type thing. It's like, I don't. You want
I'm
the main
surprised
person.
that he's not doing like Conan does short vignettes that he releases online now. I'm surprised that the talk show in its current form even still exists.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, you got to fill it with something.
It's making money.
You
I
got to
guess.
fill the space with something. It's better to have that than nothing. What are they going to put in there? Infomercials? You know what I mean? That's not going to make any
We
money.
do love infomercials here, though.
Hey,
Do ya?
those
Do
stations,
ya?
they make a lot of money selling those things.
QVC, they could put that on Roula.
We should be mad at Jimmy for doing a bunch of radio bits. Like,
I know, pretty much the
sells
mystery box. We've been doing it for 20 years.
more, and he sells that box, I believe.
Jimmy Fallon's mystery
Get on
box
it,
game.
Kev.
He does.
Make us boxes
Yeah,
and
come on.
sell them.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Sell some Rule and Ryan.
Oh, I wonder if I could brand that and patent it.
Yeah, make it into something. Make it
Should
different.
stop talking about it on the air.
Damn it. So right now, is going online. I'm sure Jimmy
Someone's
Fallon
gonna
owns it.
make it.
So with more of this, you're going to see the whole story at rollingstone.com about the Chaos Comedy and Crying Rooms. They say with an ever-changing cast at the top, the employees say they had nightmares related to work and were in a constant state of fear. One former employee said they had their first anxiety attack while working at the show and were put on anti-anxiety meds for the first time. Another says they felt physical ramifications of declining mental health, hair thinning, weekend nail beds. 4 other employees say they're in therapy because of their experiences at
Preaching to the choir.
the Tonight Show.
Now they feel.
3 people say they've experienced suicidal ideation as a result of working there.
Yeah, it's just no way to live, though.
But you got to.
You've got pressure. I know.
Job. What else
You've
do you
invested
do?
your whole life in this, and you've got families to feed. And
Yeah.
I mean, how?
What have I learned between these stories of real life, The Devil Wears Prada, and the morning show on Apple TV? People are always in fear of losing the job that is killing them. The job is killing them, and they're like, but somebody else is going to have this job. A million girls
How are
want
these
the job.
workers surviving right now with the strikes going on? Are any of these shows taking care of their employees while they're not making money?
That's why they're doing that podcast. All the
The
late night peeps.
guys.
To give that money to their workers.
The crews.
Or they could kick, $1 million cruise.
I'm not going to say, hey, it's people's
I'm not
money.
saying that.
Yeah, no,
I don't
it's
know
your
what their
money.
deal
You do with
is.
it what you want. But
You get 4 houses, you got to take
Well, I
care
mean,
of
if you were getting paid
staff.
$16 million a year, it makes it sound easy to the outsider. Hey, yeah, you should be giving some money away. I don't know what their personal issues are. I don't know how many family members they're weaning off on their income. It's not fair to say, well, give some of your money to those people. They do what they can do, right? I mean, I guess as long as
It'd be nice if they did.
Staff is trying to feel some love and some support, but you can't hold up the whole place, because if that's the case, you should fault NBC's Suits, who make up more money than Jimmy, or Jimmy Kimmel, or all those, to give the money to the crew.
Well, it's just like this strike. They said the whole thing could be resolved right now. If some of these CEOs that are worth $400 million would just kick $1 million or so.
Yeah, but
They're not going to.
No.
would you if they told you guys to take A lot of
We
your
have.
money?
We did take a pay cut when the pandemic hit. We all did, just to help.
You didn't want to.
That's not true. I did. You make me say. You make me sound like I'm the cheapie. I mean, I'm the most generous
Someone
person.
had to call the lawyer.
I'm just saying, if you want to be honest.
I mean, it's like I'm the first to write a check. You know me. It's like, how do I solve a problem? Throw money at it.
I'm just saying.
Coming up next on the Roula and Ryan Show, it's Open Phones Friday, 713-390-KRBE. It's where you call us. And if you have questions about stuff, you can
Got him.
ask us whatever. Nice one, Ahmad. I was waiting for that.
Good
Is
job,
that
Ahmad.
actually Ahmad, or was that just the sound effect of Ahmad? I didn't see it.
Ahmad.
I mean, he's here, but
He's in the next room. He's laughing at that.
Let's get the phones.
Yeah, Ahmad's waiting for your phone calls right now. 713-390-KRBE. You could be on the show next with 104.1 KRBE.
104.1 KRBE. Back to the Roula and Ryan Show.
All right, it's Open Phone Friday, 713-390-KRBE. You can call us about anything whatsoever, whatever you want to talk about.
And I had mentioned that we should let the 6 o'clockers hear some of what we did in the 9 o'clock yesterday.
Oh,
when
yeah.
we had brought up years ago we used to do this thing called the Word of the Week. And it was really funny because it was when Special K would put on like that 50s newspaper guy voice and we would play that funny background music and it's like, oh, here's your Word of the Week. And it would be like words like swagger or maybe just different words that you aren't familiar with that maybe were like flexing or what was that Riz yesterday? Riz for charisma, right? Like the Word of the Week would be Riz. And so then we brought up how every time I would say, oh, it's because she's a woman, and people would laugh when I say it, but some people don't know the context of why I say, because she's a woman.
Okay, well,
she's
I
a
have got
woman
that.
because it came from the video of a man complaining that women were getting employed at his workplace.
Do you want to hear a little
And how
bit of
handle
that?
it. Yeah, I want the 6 o'clockers to hear. This is real audio of the kind of videos you probably watch at your job for, for training.
If you
or
want the
how to
full
be
video,
sensitivity
because
training.
the video is hysterical. It's really funny. It's just go to YouTube and type in 50s education, women in the workplace. And here's a little clip of that.
Well, Mr. Bradshaw, what's on your mind?
Bearings inspector.
She's a good one, too.
Give her to somebody else. I ask for a man.
We don't have a man with her qualifications. If you treat her right, she might make you a darn good employee.
What do you mean, treat her right?
Get that chip off your shoulder. What's wrong with her?
She's a woman, isn't she?
You got a lot of women in your department. What's wrong with one more? They're good workers. Accurate, quick to catch mistakes.
I work with them, mister. I know what happened.
What does happen?
Not so long ago, you sent me a girl by the name of Myrtle Malloy.
Myrtle Malloy.
I assigned her to an inspection bench. Well, in a matter of days, that bench looked more like her dressing table. Myrtle, we're moving you to table number 10.
Is something wrong, Mr. Bradshaw?
No, nothing's wrong. We just need this space for something else.
Well, I sure hate to give it up. It's been a nice place to work. I just began to feel at home.
Well, I'm sorry, Myrtle, but table 10 will have to be your work area for the time being.
Well, I certainly hope I'm not moved every other day.
With man, no trouble at all. Tell him what you want and he does it. But with Myrtle, a little move is a big production. Now, here's another problem.
Oh, Mr. Bradshaw, I wanted to tell you that the date is set for my marriage. I'll be leaving soon.
Marriage? What? I thought you just got engaged.
Well, I told you about it 6 months ago.
Well, how soon are you leaving?
Well, the end of next week.
Well, that'll really put us in a bind around here. It takes time to break in a relief girl. I didn't realize you were getting married right away.
Okay, Brad, but how many blushing brides do you have? Besides, what's all this got to do with Dolly, the new girl? She's already married.
Now, in your books, it comes under the general heading of absenteeism among women employees.
Women.
Yesterday, I spent an hour and a half teaching one of our girls what she needed to know in order to start on the oscilloscope today.
The oscilloscope.
This morning, she isn't here. So I had to use somebody else. I don't think the girl we got on it now ever pick it up. So I'll probably have to find somebody else.
Question. All these things you've been talking about didn't have the man available. It seems to me that whether the gal adds up to trouble or not is pretty much up to you.
It's up to you, Brad.
That was the answer, guys. This guy didn't like working with women, and so the boss like, well, that's a you problem. I thought for sure it was going to go into the video, Sam, where like, well, what about this girl? What's wrong with her? She's a blushing bride. She already got married, but then she's going to have a baby.
Yeah.
But they didn't even get to the baby part.
That's what I was wondering.
So that was a real video of having to integrate women into the workplace in the 50s, and how if you have a problem with it, you got to just get on board because it's not changing. Oh, this all came from the conversation yesterday. We were saying how now more than ever, women are closer to a man's
Yeah, we did a story
per hour, but still not equal.
in the news. There's still about 11% gap, but they said because of the pandemic, women are catching up to men as far as pay parity. So then we went down the rabbit hole on this. I mean,
Yeah.
we've come a long ways, but there's a long ways to go.
Right, but that's real videos. Okay, I want to talk to Elizabeth for Open Phones Friday, 713-390-KRBE. Hi, Elizabeth. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're so serious. Hi, happy Friday. What's going on with you? What's on your mind?
I was calling. You know how I think it was last week when the Astros were winning, obviously. How you said
Swept the Rangers.
How you noticed that certain players do certain things before they bat.
Like rituals that they have before they
Well,
are
I
bat.
said that I've been stuck at home with my ankle surgery for so long that I've watched every single Astros game, Elizabeth, every single one. And I'm sad when there's not a game. I'm like, oh no, they're traveling because they're not. So I have noticed their little like their little ticks, if you want to call it that, like their little like thing,
Yes.
like the thing that they got to do, their little ritualistic thing at the bat before they bat. Okay, so is there a
Yes.
question about when the player's doing that?
No, I was calling to tell you that I've noticed when you said that, I started looking at all the players, and then I saw Brantley and Abreu. What they do is they tap their shoulder with their bat before they're going to bat.
Oh, do they really? I haven't
No.
noticed that one. I noticed that Tucker, shuffles his foot, his cleat in the dirt at the plate, and Bregman goes side to side, and Altuve undoes his gloves. What was the one for Pena? Pena, does he touch his helmet? I think he touches his helmet a lot. He'll tap his helmet.
But and then Altuve also, he does his helmet like 2 or 3 times. Have you noticed that?
I noticed the gloves more than the helmet, but I'll look today when they play against the Padres, because tonight they're playing again, baby, back in the juice box against the Padres. Friday night fireworks. Have you been to a game yet this season, Elizabeth?
No, I wish, but I'm the only baseball fan in my home, so I usually record the games and then rewatch them. So I try not to get on any social media platforms, so I won't see the scores.
Wow!
Well, tonight is going to be different. It's got, you know what? It's going to be hard to watch the game if you're not there. So here's the deal: fans that want to watch this against the Padres,
Why is it not on AT&T Sports?
no, the
Was it
7 o'clock
Peacock?
game is instead going to be streaming as part of Major League Baseball's package with Apple TV Plus. So it's the fourth and final Houston game of the season, airing on Apple TV Plus. That's the only way you can watch it.
Yeah, that time that was on Peacock really threw us for a loop. Because I was like, what? It's on Peacock? Oh, God, who's got Peacock? We got to get their password. I think it's so odd that they've been jumping networks to play the Astros game. But yes, for those of you who have not been checking in the Astros and you're just usually waiting for postseason, it was getting real testy there for a bit. But now we're in first place. And the Rangers, yesterday the headline was, the Rangers have been killing it all season. Are they going to miss the postseason because they've lost their last 15? Like, wow. So anyway, we're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well with the Astros. Thanks for your Astros question. I'm all Astros all the time.
Hey, yo. Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
All righty, it is brought to you by Duncan. Okay, so traffic nightmare at 610 and 59, all northbound and southbound main lanes of 59, or they like to call it 69 right there. At 610, they're going to be closed for construction starting tonight at 8 o'clock, and they're not going to reopen until Monday morning, 5 a.m. Crews are going to continue to work on the new I-69 southbound connector ramp to 610 southbound while performing other work related to the project. So a big closure this weekend. Just be prepared. There's gonna be a
Closure
lot.
time. Time to close the freeway. Just when you want to go downtown.
Exactly.
Yeah, good song, Kevin. Nice
Thank you,
one.
Kevin. Pasadena police are putting out a warning over the recent discovery of several credit card skimmers found at ATMs throughout the city. Officers said by using them, thieves took in about $13,000 from their victims over the course of a month. Pasadena police said 4 different men installed card skimmers at ATMs across the skimmer. across the city. I mean, Wallet Hub.
Pasadena.
Yeah, across Pasadena. Wallet Hub said chip cards are way more secure than traditional credit cards because they're much more difficult to clone, and they create a unique code for each transaction. They said the best way is to use the tap. You're less likely if you use the tap to get skimmed. Right? Yeah, because the thing about if you use the tap, you're not going to get your info.
Okay,
slide it through, you're going to get skimmed.
But sometimes I don't think I've been to a gas station.
With tap?
You can tap
it.
it.
Definitely. Valero.
Yeah.
Valero has...
Especially if you go inside to pay.
Oh, yeah. If you go inside to pay, then you're pretty much covered because then there's no...
there's no skimmer,
right? No,
yeah.
You give it to the person.
And is there something you're supposed to be looking at on the skimmer? Like
there's a tape usually.
I'm always worried. Like there's a little green lock symbol at the last gas station I went to. Back in June when I could drive, and it has a green lock symbol. And I was like, okay, does that mean that's like skimmer free because the lock? Is illuminated?
I could only imagine that the crooks have that tape as well because you see it at Costco. They'll put it over top of
too.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. They say to look and see if there's an attachment on where you're about to slide your card through. So wiggle it just a little.
Wiggle it just a little bit.
Yeah, but now that Ryan has said that tapping is the best way to do it, I think I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, the tap is the best way to go. If you're looking for something fun to do, Discover Green tonight. They've got mariachis and dancers. There's going to be 50-plus performers. They're a touring company. They're going to be at Discovery Green tonight from 7 to 10 p.m.
with folklorico dancers.
Yes, thank you, Kevin.
Fun.
It's absolutely free, so if you'd like to check out a little bit of fun, a little bit of heritage, that's at Discovery Green, 7 to 10 tonight. Absolutely free, and that's what's going down in H-Town.
Coming up next, Special K's got a prank call. What's it about?
Don't y'all love it when I get threatened?
Yes. I'd especially love it if they fall through.
Dude is upset with me because I'm coming for his 1961 Chevy Impala. That's gangsta-fy in my neighborhood.
He's got a 61 Chevy Impala.
It's beautiful.
That's a classic car.
Oh, okay.
All right, someone's going to threaten Special K if you're all for it.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show.